Hi, you're watching Food Whims and Whimsy, and I'm Carmen Di Pasquale, and today we'll be making a roast pork of loin with salamis and provolone. So today we'll be using a pork loin, and we're gonna also be using this Capicola and salami trio pack, and some provolone. This is about a pound. Some rosemary, some garlic, salt and pepper. We're gonna also be using a little balsamic vinegar and olive oil. For equipment, you'll need some butcher's twine, so that's important to have. And we'll also be using a plastic container to marinate the meat in. So I'm gonna start by, what I'm looking for is the fat on this, because when it roasts up, it's gonna be crispy and delicious. So this is about a 9-pound roast, and I'm gonna cut about 3 to 4 pounds. So I'm gonna just do it right there, so I can save the rest for another day and make delicious chops, delicious other delicious things. Okay, that's good. Just separate it. And it's really that easy. So this I'm gonna save for another day. And I'm gonna take this out. I do wanna dry it up a little bit, so you're gonna need a clean kitchen towel. Just dry this up just a little bit so I can get started. Okay, so it's been dry. I dried it as best as I can. Okay, so this needs very little trimming, if any. Actually, I'm not really gonna trim too much, just a little pieces that are just sticking out over here. Actually, you know what? This is exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to what they call butterfly it. And I'm gonna go right through the meat, and I'm going to make it as thin as possible. So we'll do that right now. You go in, almost to the end, and right before you get to the end, you start cutting into the meat. It's nice to have a knife that's as long as the meat you're using, the meat you're cutting. Keep going, just like this. There's other techniques, but I find this to be pretty easy. Go in. Even that might be a little thick, so I'm just going to go ahead and thin it out a little more. And you're really just making slits, just to butterfly it, keep butterflying it all the way to the end. If you find that it's too thick, you can actually pound it out with just a little piece of plastic and a meat mallet. But I think this is fine. So the next stage I'm going to do is I'm going to marinate it with the garlic and salt, pepper, and rosemary. If you wanted to, you can add a little plastic and start pounding it out if you want to thin it out a little bit. And this will help the meat cook evenly, and exactly that. It'll help it cook evenly. And tenderize it, of course. Okay, that's good. So next what we're gonna do is start the marinade. And I like to add about 3 cloves of garlic, 3 or 4, depending on the size of the meat. This is a pretty large piece of meat. And I just actually put it right in here. Put them all in. This little garlic process is a little finicky. There we go. But it's one of my favorites, so I keep using it. Okay, some salt and pepper. Rub it in. We also want to get the other side as well, but I'll do one side at a time. Some salt. This is a good sea salt that I enjoy. Some pepper. So really it's like we're making a big gajol. That's exactly what we're doing, a nice roll. Also some rosemary. We're just gonna take a few. And you know, the rosemary, it's a pretty strong flavor, so you don't wanna overdo it. But a few leaves here and there would be great. That should be good. Just rub it in a little bit. Next, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. Just a little balsamic vinegar. And this adds a little sweetness, and it also adds a lot of like acidity. It's very delicious. I do love, if you don't have balsamic vinegar, you can use any vinegar or some lemon juice as well. And you just pour it as you need it. There we go. A little olive oil. Just pour that on. And we're gonna just turn it over and do the same thing with it. Well, salt, pepper, the vinegar, and olive oil. Okay, so now we've rubbed it all in. It's got the garlic. We're sharing the garlic on both sides. We have the olive oil, salt, pepper, balsamic vinegar. And now I'm just going to roll it up and marinate it. And it's good to marinate it for at least 4 hours to overnight. I would definitely recommend doing it overnight. And there we go. We'll be back in a few hours at least. So let's start by layering the loin. I like to start with my Capicola and always leave like about an inch around, so at least on the ends. And I just go around all around. It's like playing cards, you know? There we go. Okay, so when that runs out, you go ahead and start with the other salamis. Now you can stuff the loin with pretty much anything. You can do even a vegetarian type version, type filling like spinach and red pepper, and or you can do a nice stuffing with you know, breadcrumbs and grated cheese. There's so many different options you have here. But you really will like this, I'm sure. Okay, so now that all the salamis are on in the provolone, I just want to make sure that the fat side is, because I want this to be the part that we show. So I'm gonna start from this end and I'm gonna just easily roll up. Just like a brajol, really. That's what comes to mind for me. You just get it into a nice little tight roll. And then you can just go like this. And next we're gonna truss it. This is huge, guys. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay. So, okay, the next step would be to truss it. Okay, so now that it's, I preheated the oven to 425 degrees. I'm just gonna add a little olive oil just to the skin so it crisps up even nicer, and a little bit more salt. This also adds to the crispness of it. Okay, that looks good. Maybe just a little bit pepper. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven for 15 minutes at 425 degrees, and then we'll check it from there, but it'll probably go in for another 30 minutes at 325 degrees. In the oven it goes. I'm gonna put it right on the top rack. All right, so this roast has been cooking for about 15 minutes at 425 and about 45 minutes at 325. So that's definitely ready. So you want your pork before you take it out, between 145 to 160, and this came in about 154. So it's ready. It's on the high end. So the roast has cooled off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the string off, and now we can serve it. Let's just get this big one. I can actually take it off as I cut it though, as well. So let's see how the inside looks. Wow, look how pretty that is. Oh, that looks really, really beautiful. I think I'm gonna serve myself a little. Okay, so I give myself a little serving. And now all there's left to do is taste. I'm gonna also take a little bit of this cheese because it's so good. Just taste that. Okay, let's see how this came out. It looks beautiful. It smells amazing. I can smell the garlic and the rosemary. And I'm gonna go right in the middle. And it looks really, really juicy. This tastes so delicious. You can taste the provolone, the salamis, the capicola. It's so, so, so good. Guys, you have to try it. You know, this is a really inexpensive piece of meat. I paid less than $2.40 a pound for it, and it looks like it's a $50 roast. This is absolutely delicious, super easy, super affordable, and super fancy if you ask me. I mean, really. I hope you guys give it a try. If you like recipes like this, please subscribe to my channel, give me a comment, let me know what you guys really love. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You're watching Food Whimsy, and I'm Carmen Di Pasquale.